Next, I want to illustrate how to insert these threaded inserts into the plastic case parts for assembling the cases. So this is the 3D printed top of the case. This one is actually for a hand or foot module. Present in the print are these holes that are designed to accept these metal inserts. All you have to do is heat them up a little bit and insert them. How much you heat them, of course, depends on which plastic you're using. I'm using PLA, which has a very low melting temperature. If you use PLA for your cases, do not leave them in a hot car because they will shrink. But anyway, I'm going to heat this up and just insert it in there. Put a little heat on it, and now this will just melt into the plastic. And I'm just making sure it stays straight as it goes in. And just have a look at it from the side and see if you need to maybe tweak it while it's still hot, to make sure that it's pretty much straight. And it looks pretty good. Okay, so that's the whole process. Let me show you the process also on the main module enclosure so you can see the process again. So here's the middle portion of the main module enclosure. You'll have ends that screw on each end of this, closures that screw on each end of it. And I've got, of course, 4 inserts to put in this. So once again, a little blast of heat. And just let that melt in to the surface. And again, looking at it to make sure that it is going in square. And while it's still hot, you can tweak it. And there we go. I'm just going to let that sit still for a moment while it cools. And then we'll do the other one. So it's just repeating that process until you've got all the inserts in. So here's the main module in its case. We can see we have access to the JST port for power there. And on this end we have the cap already with the ports that go to the lower limb and the torso. So on this end we're going to have the ports for the head, which at the point of making this video is not utilized yet, and for the arm. One more thing I wanted to show you about the case for the main module is the ends of the case have small plastic bosses modeled into them that stick out. And the point of those is to push up against the circuit board on the end so that the main module doesn't slide around in there if the case is perhaps a little too long or if the board's a little too short. They're cut at the factory and they may not always be precisely cut the same way. So if you find that the case won't close, all you need to do is shave down this little plastic boss here a little bit and it should close just fine. Let me demonstrate putting this hand or foot module into its case. The case I'm going to put it into is labeled hand, so that means it becomes the hand module, and it'll be plugged into the chain of sensors for the upper limb. The process of installing this in its case will be the same for really any of the sensors, so I'll just demonstrate it with this one. So the board is going to slide, and it's designed to catch on the purple custom PCB. That's going to slide into that slot there, and you just push it all the way forward, again making sure that the cables stay clear, don't hang or bend. Okay, all right, and then the cap for it has a little notch that catches into that notch, so, and then it squeezes that cable when it comes down, and that's going to keep the cable from, or lock those wires in place so they don't pull and bend. And at long last, there's a completed module, right? So that is one of 7 that make up the entire system. And just to show you, here is the ARM module in place. You can see its USB cable. The 3D print is a little bit messy there. And all of these modules have these grooves molded in to their tops so that you can use those to attach the modules to the limbs of the skeleton with zip ties. And lastly, here's a short clip I made showing you how to assemble the power cable that connects the battery bank to the main module. And it's pretty self-explanatory, so I'll just let it run.